Everyone, Chris Aquatics here. Now, I wanted to quickly just point out in a short something that I've really noticed in terms of my tanks as of recently. So I haven't really grown red root floaters inside much, but I have just started doing that a couple months back, and I've noticed quite significantly that you can tell your tank's health in terms of how it's going with plant growth with some plants, but red root floaters appear to be the biggest tell for me, especially in some tanks. So in situations like this, in a high flow tank, because I have fish that enjoy that high flow, I don't get as much growth. But if you can get it to grow in these kind of environments, you have it spot on. And in other tanks where you have high flow, if it's slightly growing but it sort of dies off, that kind of just how it works. But it might not be the best flow, but the shrimp love it, so it kind of works there. But really, it just works well to just know your tank's health with just red root floaters. So these two tanks, for example, beyond overgrown. You can take a look at here. You can see, obviously, where the light strip is down the middle, there's more red, and on the outskirts, it's more green. But you can tell that this tank's healthy because of how much red root it's growing. And you can also test the pH based on this as well. So, for example, down in this tank right here, it was unstable for the longest time, and I was struggling with it. And one of my friends suggested that it could be a pH problem in terms of just trying to keep it balanced. So I added a bunch of Indian almond leaves, and it worked out well. But the way I noticed it the most was red root floaters would not grow in here. They kept melting or just completely dying off. They would not grow in here for the life of them until I added the Indian almond leaves, and now it does grow in here. So it's kind of just a telltale sign of how your tanks are doing. Some tanks, it does a bit better than others. This one, for example, higher flow again, while this one's more lower flow, and it does good here. These are lower lights, as opposed to these ones being high-tech lights. This is the Chihira's WRGB2 Slim. This is a Weak Aqua S300. And then this is a Chihira's B Series. And this is the Weak Aqua Mini. So, yeah. It kind of shows really well how good the lights are and how your tanks are doing with that. In terms of other bigger ones, so this is the bigger P900, I think it is, or something, on the Weak Aqua scale. It's a 3 foot. You can see how well it's growing in here. Higher tech too. But yeah, I just wanted to point it out that in terms of some tanks, you can really test the health of them with red root floaters, and it shows really well. So yeah, thought I'd point that out to you guys.